Okay, and the other entitlement, of course, is Social Security. That's another one. Now, I don't think it's quite as dire at this point in time. It's is it cutting into the general budget or not? I don't know. They shell game it a lot. But the fact is that Social Security is another program. I find it interesting. My kids, my older two kids are in their 20s, and I ask them about this. Well, do you think you're going to get Social Security? No. So, okay, do you realize that, 7 or whatever % of your paycheck is going there and your employer is matching the other part? Doesn't that bother you? We just kind of figured that out. But the fact is that there's a lot of people paying into the system or that are never going to see it, and there are a lot more people that are going to be retiring as opposed to the number of people paying in. What kinds of solutions would you look for in Social Security?
And you're right. Social Security is something from an actuarial perspective is something that can be predicted and planned much more securely than Medicare. And I think, everybody, since age 16 has been paying in through, FICA, this 7, it comes up to 15%. And I think that is an obligation of the government. It's like an insurance policy. You have an obligation to give back what you've given in. And I think that is something that the growth in the economy will help that. Ultimately, we have to make sure that the program is secure. And I think there's people are living longer than originally predicted. There are incentives to stay, not go on to Social Security until you're 67. You can start as early as 62 if you need. Perhaps looking at that range. there's the later you wait until you go on it, the greater your benefits will be. You also have the security of going on earlier, looking at those components of it, I think. But, I think if you paid into a program, it's important to figure out how to get, it's kind of a contractual deal. So I think it's appropriate for your kids, for ourselves, to get back out of it, that kind of security we're looking for. But ultimately, it's just like looking at anyone's 401k or other benefit program. You want to make sure it's always there as long as you need it until, we're all move on to the next life.